What even is that? A dead caterpillar or something? A dead worm? Wow, power to you guys. Give her. Oh boy. Yeah, that was fun. Getting ready to hook my solar wires up with some long ones, fish them down through this. Gotta put my little grommet in here first. Yeah, and I've got some butyl tape for under here, then some lap sealant. However, it is supposed to rain for the next several days, starting tonight, so I might do the butyl and then wait, do the lap sealant when I know there's no rain in the forecast. I'm up here, got this stuck down with my butyl tape. Like I said, I will come up here on another sunny day where there's sunny days to follow and go ahead and put my lap sealant all the way around this. But for now, it should still be waterproof with that butyl tape. Got the connections all hooked up. Now I'm gonna lay across the roof and just tie up whatever loose ends I have with some zip ties. Might even tape this with some Eternamon tape. Got my cute little hummingbird down there. I'm up on the box truck roof and I'm just watching this cute little dude drinking out of the hummingbird feeder. I just filled it this morning for you, man. Enjoy. There's nothing like being up on the roof with nowhere to go and a hornet flying around trying to land on you. Okay, leave me alone, please. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Go away. Go away. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah, here we go. It is that time of the year. Getting all the wood spiders in here. I don't know if I mentioned it or not. That's permanent marker. It's a mess up here. But I got impatient and I ended up putting lap sealant on this the other day, right before it poured the next morning. But anyway, it did have 12 hours, so it formed a skin. And it's fine, there are no leaks. Also, I set a bucket over top of it when it was really coming down to try and protect it as much as I could. Anyway, this stuff takes like 30 days to fully cure anyway, so there's no way to avoid rain for that long. Also, I have some Eternabond tape just holding down these two wires in this one spot under the panel. And yeah, check out that pollen. Pretty dirty. Excuse the mess. It is what it is. It's almost 8 o'clock at night, or maybe it is 8 o'clock at night. But I'm doing this now since there's not a lot of sun setting on those panels. But basically my wires are now coming in through the ceiling. And yeah, I've got nothing to hook them into because I don't yet have my batteries or my solar charge controller. So I don't really like the idea of just having my wires, my cables here with exposed wire that's wrapped in electrical tape. So I'm gonna temporarily set something up. It will hopefully be better than what I've got going on. So I've got my solar disconnect here. Basically the input, your solar cables get plugged into the top part here. Your output is the bottom part here. Your cables would run from there to your solar charge controller. If you can see, we've got an on-off switch. It just cuts off the power from your solar going to anything else. So what I'm gonna do is just temporarily mount this somewhere on a wall. going through one of these metal ribs here. I still see the indents from the holes in the metal ribs from the self-tappers that were keeping the plywood on the wall initially, so probably just go back through one of those maybe. Anyway, I've got some MC4 connectors here that I'm going to be putting on my cables. And of course, when those are on and this is mounted temporarily to the wall, I can just plug those cables in here, and I feel like that's going to make me feel a little bit better than just having them loose. Yeah, peace of mind. The first things first, I'm probably going to run both those wires in through a piece of conduit just to like clean it up a little bit so it's not so ratty, and you know, maybe clip it onto this with some zip ties and just kind of have a temporary setup for now until I get my batteries and my solar charge controller. Not the prettiest, but temporary setup for now. That'll hold it. Okay, solar disconnect temporarily mounted there. And the time has come. The sun is pretty much gone over there. I've got no solar coming in on my panels inside the camper, so can't imagine it's any different with these ones. Not a sunny day. It's overcast actually, but I already stuck the Jackery in here this morning. As you can see, maybe I'm pulling in 94 watts. It did get up to 100, but I mean, it is overcast. Make sure you check the specs on your power stations too to make sure it can handle it, but I've got it in the on position, so now let's kick it off. I heard the fan shut off. And now we are back to 0. So that's good. I just wanted to make sure this was working. Once this is set up permanently, obviously I'll probably trim these cables down even more and put new connectors on. I just wanted to do this for the meantime, basically so I didn't have any loose wires that were hot just laying around in here, arcing or whatever. At least if they've got their connectors on and they're plugged into this thing. Hopefully that'll help with something. So anyway, we know that it works. I just rehooked it up to my little 100-watt panel here. And we're getting 5 watts of solar, so not a lot coming through here. This power station can only handle a solar input of 400 watts. So I would not use this power station on an array of that size. Probably damage it in the long term, but since it wasn't a sunny day, I just wanted to try it out real quick. It was within the voltage range, but the watts were just way too much for something this size. I should mention before I forget, I ended up coming in here last night and redoing these on my cables, and the reason why is I wasn't happy with the job I did. I don't think I have the best crimpers or whatnot, so I ended up ripping them both off and putting new ones on, and just making sure I had a real good crimp connection. One thing I've got to do today, I don't want to because I feel like I've already done this before, plenty. But one thing I absolutely have to do is re-insulate these wall panels here. They were insulated. I pulled the insulation out just to make sure, just to add these braces in for the ladder racks. So what that means for me is now I have to re-insulate, but it's not just a matter of putting the insulation back. I have to recut my insulation to go around those boards. So I thought I was done, but I'm not done. They're still insulating in my future. More measuring, more cutting, more fitting. What I'd like to do first is get in along these windows with some gap and crack filler just to make sure that's good and tight against the frame. Lucky for me, I got some great stuff on hand, and I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I probably should have made sure this wasn't the stuff that expands too crazy, but it probably is, so that should be fun. Man, I can never get spray foam to work properly. I kind of don't like it. Well, that could have gone better. Does anybody else struggle with spray foam the way I struggle with spray foam? At least I caught a black fly. Seriously, is it just me? Because that stuff never seems to work properly. And everybody says, flip your can upside down. Well, that's just uncomfortable. Who wants to... It doesn't matter how I do it. I can't get the spray foam to come out. And then all of a sudden it comes out all at once and it's... Also, when the can says to wear gloves, absolutely wear gloves. I had spray foam stuck to my fingernails for like 4 weeks once. It took a long time, yeah. It also doesn't come off your clothes very well, or ever. Well, not happy with the job I did once again, but when that stuff is dry, sorry about the lighting, I'm pointing you right in it. When that stuff is dry, I am going to take a utility knife and just kind of shave it down a little more clean looking, because, yeah. And over here, well, I obviously didn't shake the can hard enough, and anyway, once that dries, I'm going to clean it up, and hopefully it did take care of any gaps and cracks. I guess that's all I can ask for. I'm going to get started on insulating. I'm going to start with this back panel here because I know I have a piece that's cut out for this through hull exhaust doohoppy thing. And I found it. So now I just need to cut it to fit to work around that piece of 2x4. Doing this outside so I have little to none of that inside. Perfect! Okay. Well, there's one wall panel. And now that those pieces are fitted around all the 2x4, it should be easier to put the silver board on top. That's pretty satisfying. Okay, so now to tape every seam up with my foil tape. So at least these two panels, wall panels, now have the 1.5 inch insulation in. I think before I go ahead and put the silver board over top of them, I'm going to finish over here on this side. Yeah, I've got lots of the green 1.5 inch Duraspan, so I just want to get that all fit into place first. I'm probably not going to finish this tonight, so then tomorrow my goal will be to go over top of everything with the silver board. And I can definitely see me having to make a trip into town tomorrow for more aluminum foil. I couldn't tell you how many rolls of this I've gone through in here so far. Remember when I broke this, pulling it out of the wall panel in order to add the 2x4 for the ladder racks? Nothing goes to waste. I'm going to be able to use the majority of this for around the window in there. Perfect. Probably be able to use the rest of that piece for right here. Okay, well, we got the 2 wall panels with the windows done with the green stuff at least. And like I said, I do need to get some more foil tape before I start adding the silver board over top, which I'll have to do that tomorrow. I'm going to take a break from these other pieces for now. I need to go in and get a fire going. Poor Rory's in there freezing his furry butt off. It's 9 degrees. Yeah, it's almost June and it's 9 degrees. Now normally I'd have that thing running, but I've got to kind of shut off for the meantime because I've been smelling diesel inside when it's running. Which means if I ever have time again in my life, I've got to tear that apart, clean the burn chamber. I'm assuming that's why I smell diesel. It's probably all sooted up. Oh, it's definitely gonna rain. I can feel it. Yeah. What is the temperature in here? 13.9. Well, that's livable, isn't it? About a week ago, it was so hot I brought my tower fan in here. And I considered changing out my fleece sheets. I'm glad I didn't because tonight I'm going to have a fire and my diesel heater's not properly working. So, there's that. I mean, it's working, but it smells like diesel in here when it's running. So, no bueno. I thought I had sinus headaches before. Yeah. You got your fire going. Yep. I'm just gonna stay here, make sure this is going good before I go back out there and work some more. Definitely a fire night. I'm doing this outside in the dark with my one light here and also fitting in a bunch of scrap pieces because this is going to be behind my other insulation anyway. Got one little piece here yet to fit and then I'm calling it a night. Yeah. I'm gonna make it. Oh. Yep. It fits. All right. Okay, all the green is done. I did get that one section covered with some silver board earlier. Now it's dark and raining, so I'm going to put my stuff outside away and try to finish off the silver board tomorrow. And this is what we're left with for scraps. All these little pieces here. Rain wasn't supposed to start until tomorrow, but yeah, here we are. Matt? Good morning. Good morning. Still 8 degrees. Rain. Missing, we're gonna have to keep this fire going all day to keep that chill off, eh? We're gonna have to keep a fire going. We don't want you being chilly in here. It's a chilly and rainy one. Not rainy, it's sprinkling, but it's going to rain pretty bad here soon. My panels, I probably should get up on the ladder and clean those off yet again. And my hummingbird feeders I had to refill because if they're empty, the hummingbirds sure let me know. They do a flyby stare down in the window. And my water tank, not that you can really see, well, almost empty. So I've got to find the time to do water transfer today at the same time that I need to finish the insulation in there. Wow, the chimney is just rolling smoke over this way. No rest for the wicket. Let's see how long these 4 barrels take to fill this up. What time is it? 1:24 p.m. Oh, I know that sound. The barrels are officially empty, which should mean my tote is officially almost full. Time check, 3:34. Took over 2 hours to transfer that water. But while that was happening, and I was kind of running around switching barrel to barrel, I wasn't also sitting around doing nothing. I was working. And now it's starting to rain quite good. Got a hold of some foil tape. I finished this whole wall here. This whole wall, all of this was already done. It was just these 2 panels here, this one and the one there on the end. I just have to finish these panels over here with the silver board. I did get some foil tape, so I'm going to go ahead and tape my seams. I don't know if it's necessary to tape my seams underneath and then put more insulation over top and tape those seams. It probably isn't, but I'm going to do it anyway because I don't think it hurts anything. I guess I'll just have a vapor barrier times 2. Well, sir, I ran out of foil tape. Story of my life. But all the pieces are cut to fit. I just need to tape them in place. They're just kind of sitting there. I went through 2 small rolls of foil tape, and didn't get very far with it. I pretty much need to foil tape this whole, all the pieces that I cut over here on this side. I need to foil tape still. It's coming on 8 o'clock, so not going to run to town for that tonight. I work for the next several days, so on my lunch break I'll go pick up some foil tape and I'll get a big ass roll of it, because we know I'm going to need it again. And then I can finish this off. Maybe after work tomorrow evening. If I've got time to squeeze in and do it, I might do it then. Because let's be honest, I'm just ready to move on from insulation. Though, unfortunately, that is not the end of my insulating days. I am going to be adding, I think, another 1/2 inch on the ceiling after I get my wiring for the 12-volt lights all done. Hopefully that's coming soon. And I do still need to get these cap corners here. Those are completely uninsulated. Windows, I left that like it is because we're going to have to frame around the windows once the wall gets positioned.
From the window to the wall!
Sorry, that just took me back to my bar star days. Now I spend my Saturdays when I'm off in here. I did cut down on my spray foam. Whoops. So, looks a little better than it did. Okay, well, I think that's all I can do for now. I know this was a bit of a boring one because it's complete deja vu. It was for me too. I'm just sharing with you what I get up to on my days off, what I have to get done. It's not always fun. Sometimes it's a little boring, and yeah, I'm definitely glad that this is done so I can move on to other things because I am
so sick of insulating.
With that being said, I hope you're all doing well. I hope you enjoyed this video, or at least suffered it out with me. And I hope to see you in the next one. Bye. Now I have to run to the gas station, fill up my jerry cans for my generator because the fuel is low. No rest for the wicked, baby.